What's up, everybody? It's Eli here from TreeFall Studios, and we have reached the end of 2022. As we've reached the end of the year and we're doing this New Year's video, I thought it would be fun just to go ahead and recap everything TreeFall Studios accomplished in 2022, everything that we did, all the game releases and stuff like that. We're going to be going over a big recap, so in case you missed any of it along the year, you'll get an overview in this video. We're also going to be talking about some of the goals that I set out in the beginning of the year, talk about the ones that I completed and some of the ones that we still haven't done yet. We're going to be doing a few giveaways this evening in between all of that, and we're going to be teasing off what we're going to be starting and where we're going to be heading in 2023. So thanks for joining in on this special video and coming along on the ride with us this New Year's Eve. 2022 was an awesome year for me. I got married this year, and I was blessed enough to be able to develop games full-time and run TreeFall Studios as my main source of income. So we're going to be taking a quick look at all of the things that I did this year and how I was able to do that. For those of you watching who would like to become a game developer yourself, I will be talking more about some of those types of topics and things going into the year and showing you how I've done what I've done and how you can do it as well. To do a quick rundown for the TreeFall Studios recap, the big overview of all the goals that we accomplished and major things that we did this year, I released 4 original new games. I published 1 game. I released 4 games on PlayStation, 2 games on Steam, and I published and created 18 different YouTube videos, not including my YouTube live streams. With that being said, that's the quick overview recap of the year. Let's dive on into it and talk about everything that happened. First new game that TreeFall Studios released this year was Night Detective Decrepit Manor. That released on June 28th, 2022. This game exclusively launched on PlayStation and is not currently available on Steam yet. It was actually met with pretty good, surprisingly good sales reception. A lot of the PlayStation trophy hunters enjoyed the game because it was short. I think some original TreeFall fans also picked up the game for nostalgia reasons. So between those two factors, it sold pretty decent on PlayStation. I actually kind of touched up the game quite a bit more than I originally planned. I was kind of just doing a quick port, but you know, I wrote a new ending for the game to kind of like let it be a prequel. We redirected the game because it wasn't really a full complete game originally. It was just such a small project, and now it's kind of a prequel to set up a future Night Detective story and franchise. So I thought the ending was kind of cool. Gave it a little bit of air of mystery, did a whole lot of advancement features like redoing the hint system, better UI, all that kind of stuff. The ending level was a little bit different. So I think overall it was pretty good. Even though it was pretty good, it was pretty short, but I thought our pricing was pretty fair on it. We only charged $1.99. It was kind of like a fan service throwback. We also needed to get some games released out there. We've been working on a lot of stuff over the first few months of the year, and nothing concrete had turned up, so we needed to get some revenue in. So we kind of switched over our gears to work on some shorter projects. I actually really enjoyed it. I had more fun developing it and then testing it and playing it than I thought that I would. I got some good feedback on the game, to be honest. Kind of surprising. It's, you know, old school, point and click, old TreeFall fan base knows all about it. So if you haven't checked that game out, you can totally check it out now on PlayStation. And this is going to be our first game that we are giving away. So right now on the screen, there will be a giveaway code for you to claim Night Detective on your PlayStation 4. So tonight is going to be filled with giveaways, just like that one we threw up on the screen. For everyone who's watching live, we're going to be giving away codes all night to random TreeFall Studios titles. However, for those of you who are watching at a later date, who didn't start live, maybe you're watching this on New Year's Day or into the future, there is still a chance for you to win some giveaway prizes as well. If you would like to be entered in to win some free TreeFall Studios games, go ahead and leave a comment down on this YouTube video. Leave a comment below telling us what your favorite TreeFall Studios game is and why. It does not have to be a game that was released in 2022. You can go as far as back as Night Detective, the original version, to all the way to today, to Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix. Lay a comment down there on anything Tell us why you like the game, what your favorite game is. We're going to go through and pick random winners. We will let you know in the comments on YouTube. And then to receive your code, you can either send us a DM on Twitter. We will talk to you on Twitter, or you can go through Discord and show us the YouTube comment that you were selected. We'll tell you how that you can get up with us and receive your code once you've been selected as a winner. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and keep on going through the 2022 history. So the next game we released was about 4 months after Night Detective, and we released a brand new IP called Mighty Math. Mighty Math released on PlayStation, and it is exclusive to PlayStation, has not released on Steam yet, although one of our goals is to bring this game to Steam pretty soon. This is probably my favorite game release of the year. I really like Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix. That's probably my overall, I'm most proud of that game. But Mighty Math is kind of out of the blue. It's new. It's something that I haven't tried before, and it's not like any of our other games. It provides a significant challenge, has a ton of replayability, and it's just kind of different. So it was a lot of fun making that game. It's an arcade game about solving math as fast as you can and surviving as long as you can. It continues forever, but it basically gets so hard that no one is really going to get past the round 30 to 40. It's possible, I've tested past those rounds. It's possible to beat a round here or there after that, but it's so fast and just so crazy that the chances of you surviving every round to get to that point is like near impossible. Fun fact about this game, actually, we're going to be doing a little bit of promotion for this game as the game rolls into 2023 and we release it on Steam. This was one of our mediocre sellers. It did not sell too well on the PlayStation. It was a little difficult for most of the players. They thought it was like a little too hard. And, we didn't market it as much. I put a little bit of effort into it, but it wasn't as big as a marketing effort as some of our games in the past. It didn't have like month-long devlogs and stuff, leading up to the game. It was kind of a surprise announcement and then a quick release. It wasn't the worst selling game we've ever had, but it wasn't really the best. So we're going to really try to push the game as we go into the Steam release, because I'm actually really proud of it. It's a lot of fun. We had a lot of testers play the game before we released the game, and a lot of people really enjoyed it. I actually got some pretty solid reviews, some 8 out of 10s for some of the people who actually played the game and reviewed it that I sent the game to. So pretty excited about that. When the game comes to Steam, we're going to be doing a big video with another big giveaway, kind of like tonight, but we're going to be giving away some, store credits, PSN dollars, that kind of thing, Steam gift cards for people who post their high scores over a certain period. If you send us a screenshot over a certain period, we're going to pick some of those people to win prizes, as well as like the person who can send us the highest score. That person will win a prize, and it will be over like a 2 to 3 day period. We'll be going ahead and doing that in January, probably sometime in January. Want to be one of our new events that we're going to be running on social media. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I really like the game. If you guys played it, leave me a comment below letting me know what you thought about the game. But not that many people played it, so probably there won't be any comments about that one. Even though not that many people play the game, we've got a chance for you to win the game right now. So right now on the screen is a brand new code, nice and up for the claiming for PlayStation. All right, you can get a copy of Mighty Math for the first person who enters this code. Actually, you know what would be really nice for everyone who's watching this video over time? If you've claimed a certain code that we are giving away in this video, go ahead and leave a comment down below saying that you were able to claim the code, so other people know not to waste their time entering the code, that it was already taken. So if you could do that, that would be very generous of you. Thank you for your time and letting everyone else know. We're going to be giving away codes all throughout the evening, so hopefully you have a chance to win some. And if you've already got the game, you can let the code go by and let let someone else check it out. So let's keep on moving and let's get through more TreeFall 2022. So 2 weeks later, after releasing Mighty Math, so Night Detective sold pretty well. Not the greatest in the world, but you know, pretty close to some of our top sellers. Mighty Math sold really bad. So Night Detective is kind of like here. Mighty Math is kind of like here. Our worst game of all time is here. Our best game is like way up here. Just making sure I was still in the frame to do my kind of jokes. But then the Letter released 2 weeks after Mighty Math, and I marketed it zero. Zippo, nada. I just dropped it out there. I'm like, hey guys, the Letter's back. Here it is. And it's like here, you know, it blew out Night Detective and it blew out Mighty Math. Really great. Everyone loves the Letter now. You either love it because it's so bad, it's good, or you love it because you have nostalgia toward it at this point, or you actually like it because it was a little bit improved on from the original. So there's quite a lot of reasons to love it. And we're going to be continuing with the Letter franchise. Just to go ahead and recap, I am going to be doing the Letter 1.3 DLC. Supposed to come out on Wii U like ages ago, but you know, since the Letter sold so great on Steam and on PlayStation this year, I'm going to go ahead and toss out another free DLC update that'll give our speedrunners a new run to be able to practice and do. So just more free content for the Letter fans out there. And for sure, this goes ahead and like puts our plans in motion. We are going to continue and go ahead with the full HD The Letter, brand new, just a crazy story. It's going to be wild and crazy. I don't know if that's going to be a completed game in 2023. It's pretty, I don't know. My lofty goals for this game is pretty high. So most likely a 2024 type of game. That's what I would assume. But you could maybe like look forward to it in holiday. Like that could be our holiday game. At the end of this year. Don't know at this point. That's still a year away. So, but of course, right now, as we're talking about the Letter, gotta go ahead and drop some giveaway codes. So there's going to be 2 on the screen, one up above, maybe one down below. I haven't edited this yet, so you know, we'll see where they go. But one will be a Steam key. We're going to be giving away a Steam copy of the Letter, and one will be a PlayStation key. So if you have a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 5, you can go ahead and redeem that. I think the Steam keys work worldwide, so any region should be able to redeem that key. However, for these PlayStation keys that we're going to be giving away, they're going to be specifically North American codes, and then we might throw some EU codes in or let you choose when you enter in the comments below. All right, so for the last game that TreeFall Studios released that was an original game that we released in 2022 was Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix. This came out on December 13th, 2022. The Letter came out on November 8th. So about a month later, we released another game. We were kind of working on a lot of these games at the same time and then kind of dropped them month after month right towards the end of the year. There was kind of a huge crunch time that I did between like June and like October, where I was just like crushing, and through November, just going so hard to try to get these games out for the holidays to try to make enough money to stay full-time this year. Some of these games really did not perform well. You know, Mighty Math did not sell very well, and Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix might be our worst selling game of all time. Had the smallest launch humanly possible on PlayStation. Definitely our worst selling game ever. The game did not come out on Steam at the same time. I think that kind of hurt the game. This one also, I think, is a very, very good game. Probably my best work yet. However, the PlayStation audience, I think it's a little too long and too tough. So some of the fans that saw our limited coverage of the game were kind of like, don't know about this, you know. So I think that kind of had a little bit to do with it. And, you know, we sent out a ton of keys, a ton of review keys for this game. We're hoping to have massive press coverage for Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix. But it's a very, very busy time of the year, and no one really got their videos out or did reviews on time to hit the release launch. And a lot of people that we sent the keys to just never responded, or people who have done stuff for us in the past, or done reviews for us, or checked out games for us in the past, passed on this one. I think it was just a little bit too much work. It was like too long for people to play through and try to get their videos out in their busy holiday schedules. So that kind of hurt us a little bit in terms of sales. So a little disappointing. Some of our worst selling games ever this year were Mighty Math and Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix, which really was putting a damper on this year if we could continue being full-time. However, with Night Detective and the Letter selling so well, kind of balanced itself out throughout the whole year. So we're kind of somewhere in the middle. It's kind of like hit and miss type of thing this year. Kind of interesting, especially when I feel like some of our better content between Mighty Math and Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix was what wasn't selling, and some of the games that were kind of like short and, you know, just kind of fan service projects ended up being huge sellers. So it's kind of crazy what's going out in the market right now, but that's kind of where we're at for 2022. So let's go ahead and I'm going to throw up a couple more keys on the screen. We're going to give away a couple more games. So up above, there will be a free copy of Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix. So that was a quick recap of the detailed look at our PlayStation games that we released this year. We also released a couple games on Steam. However, we released 2 games, but not all of them were new. The first game that we released on Steam was Maze Pedestal of Trials, and this released on June 23rd, 2022. So right before Night Detective, actually. This was also kind of just a shadow drop. Go ahead and get it out there. Catching up from one of our previous releases, which was a 2021 release. We're pretty bad about launching games on PlayStation and Steam at the same time. Typically our Steam releases aren't really worth the effort. We don't make a lot of money on them. However, that's changing now, and we're going to be putting a whole lot more effort in Steam in 2023. The other game we released on Steam was The Letter, and this was a day and date. It released on the same day on Steam as it did on PlayStation on November 8th, and it performed really well. I think it just performed well because it's The Letter, for one, but two, you know, I actually think the marketing helped when I'm like, hey, the game is out and it's, you know, live, and you can just choose the platform you want to play it on, and everyone knows to dive into either Steam or PlayStation, whether you're a Steam fan or a PlayStation fan. It actually kind of helped out. You know, usually I'm kind of like, I want to market one version of the game, like let's say release PlayStation first, then release Steam, then release Xbox, then release Switch, you know, for instance, if we released on every platform. But I think just having them all launch same day probably helps out the most. You know, that's pretty much what everyone who's major does. I'm going to be trying to do that a whole lot more often in 2023. We're going to be hitting Steam releases either first or same day. I have a huge goal planned for 2023. Gonna have a whole video drop, and you know, it's gonna be all exciting. My 2023 goal is to release a game to the front page of Steam. And so we're going to be really diving into the Valve ecosystem, really learning what it takes to get a game on the front page on Steam, and how it goes with that. The Letter was pretty well received on Steam. A lot of people picked it up and played it. It's our first game to break 10 positive reviews, so we got the thumbs up from Steam on there, and I have seen a difference. Like, it does affect the sales. People randomly pick up the game now. It's on sale right now. If you're watching this video live on New Year's, not all of our games, but all of our games are on sale on Steam right now for the Steam Winter Sale. So if you're not able to grab one of these giveaway codes, you can support this channel and support this game developer by buying the games on Steam. They're super cheap. I think you can get all of our games on Steam for like $6 in the bundle. So, you know, pretty affordable. And if you're on PlayStation, The Letter and Mighty Math are actually on sale right now for the holiday sale. Those are the only 2 games that are currently featured for this part of the holiday sale. We'll have more news to share about future discounts as well on our other games. So that's another place that you can pick up and play those. So I also briefly want to go over our publishing wing for this video. In our 2022 goals video, I said I wish to publish 2 games in 2022. I only published 1, so I didn't hit that goal. However, the 1 game that we did publish, which was Meme Run 2, was a whole lot of fun, and I think it was a pretty good success overall. I think it sold well enough on the PlayStation for, you know, both me and the developer to be pretty happy with it. It was a lot of fun to work on it. And it kind of like, you know, started getting me to learn a little bit more about the publishing business. It was the first time that I had ever done that. It helped me get a little bit more organized and figuring out, you know, how to do developer relations and how to handle and manage, you know, everything that comes along with releasing the game for someone else. You know, I'm pretty good at releasing games on PlayStation and Steam for myself, but, you know, managing it for someone else and, you know, helping manage their expectations and make sure all the communication works just fine. It was a nice learning experience, and I think we both had a lot of fun. The game is a lot of fun, so if you haven't played that game, go ahead and pick that up on PlayStation as well. The game is available on Steam as well, and you can support the developer there by picking it up on Steam. The next thing I want to go over for our TreeFall Studios 2022 review is our YouTube content. In our goals video, I was like pretty excited. I just rewatched it for this video to refresh myself. Like, okay, did I hit some of these goals? Did we accomplish? What did we accomplish in 2022? Did I accomplish what I wanted to do? And it's kind of crazy because I was like really hyped and excited about working on YouTube. But, you know, when you're trying to make games full time, you know, your side stuff like YouTube and marketing can really fall by the wayside when you got to really crunch and you're like doing solo development like me, and you really got to work on making sure the games get out so you get the money in. I released 18 YouTube videos in 2022. I was wanting to release like a video a week or a video every 2 weeks. You know, if I would have released a video every week, we would have released 52 videos. We only released 18 videos. 7 of those videos were game trailers, like 1 minute long game trailers. There's only 3 devlogs we did this entire year. And the devlogs, 2 of them were over the last couple of weeks when I've been doing the Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix post-launch devlogs. The only one I did kind of like in the middle of the year was like a one Night Detective devlog, one to talk about that game. I didn't even do any for Mighty Math. So, you know, I'm really kind of like not disappointed because, you know, I feel like I got a lot of games out this year and accomplished a lot. But my YouTube content was a little bit not where I wanted it to be. Like next year, I want to do a whole lot more. Like I had a whole lot of fun doing the devlogs for Perplexing Orb 2. There's like 20 of those. Like I did them every single week for like a long time, 6 or 8 months while I was working on that game probably. And then the same thing for Maze Pedestal of Trials. I think there's like maybe 15 of those, something like that. And I basically went right from Perplexing Orb 2 right into Maze Pedestal of Trials. And then basically after that, I stopped kind of doing the weekly devlog thing and went for more of a surprise release. I focused a little bit more over the last year and a half on the big TreeFall Studios conference videos and try to do like a really cool like show for everyone where there'd be surprise announcements and random stuff that you'd never seen that I've been working on for months and months and months. And I just wanted to surprise the fans, be like, guys, check this out, and then just drop it and have everyone really enjoy it. However, over the year learning, you know, it's kind of really sad because, you know, I'm just not that big of a developer. I'm not like Nintendo or some of these massive indies, you know, that can just come out and just do a shadow drop and have a ton of people buy them. I actually need to put a whole lot more work in towards marketing and having touch points all throughout the year where people get to see the game and they get to, you know about it way in advance. So when they see the game is out now, or they see a tweet or an email or something like that, or they see it on the PlayStation Store or Steam Store, they can go, wow, you know, I remember watching that game 6 months ago, or yeah, I've been kind of keeping up with that game every once in a while. Maybe I should check it out. That seems to be like a much more efficient plan, and those games worked out a whole lot better than our current games. So I think that I'm going to be moving back towards that. I also had a whole lot of fun because I would see some of the same faces show up every single week to comment on the devlogs. They could leave good feedback, and I could incorporate some of their feedback, or tell them why I couldn't do that, or if the vision was a little bit different. And sometimes people would have really good ideas, and I'd be like, hey guys, I was actually already working on that, it's just not done yet. So great idea, and it's going to be in the game. That kind of stuff is always fun, and I think it helps out on the marketing side a whole lot. So coming up in 2023, expect a whole lot more marketing videos, some devlogs to get you guys behind the scenes, checking out some of our cool new stuff. So with that being said, I want to go and throw up a couple more giveaway codes up on the screen. There's going to be a Maze Pedestal of Trials giveaway for PlayStation popping up right on the screen. You can go ahead and claim it. Make sure you let everyone know in the comments below if you claim this game. So hopefully I will be able to do a little bit more content on YouTube, and I'm going to be a little bit more efficient about putting out development videos for our games, and then also making more tutorials helping everyone who wants to get in game development into game development, how to get started in your studio, how to market your games. Here's the mistakes I've made. This is what you should do and what you shouldn't do, or at least my opinion and my advice on what worked for me and what didn't work for me, and then you guys can take it from there and learn from those types of things. Overall, not disappointed in my YouTube output, but in 2023, I'm gonna do a whole lot more. Hopefully. It's pretty crazy to think the older I get, the years go by seemingly faster and faster. I had a great year this year making cool and creative content that I could put out there and have people enjoy. Some of the comments this year were very, very nice on some of the games that people got to play. Some people really enjoyed Mighty Math, and I know a lot of people really had a lot of fun with Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix. Some really cool stuff. So I mean, that's makes me feel really good, and I'm really excited that I got to make some of these games for everyone to play this year. 2023, that's what you guys are probably here to see. If you're hanging out with me on New Year's, you're kind of wanting to see some new stuff. I'm not really showing off brand new games or anything like that. I've been crunching for months to release these games, so there's just a couple of teasers I want to talk about, where we're going in 2023. I've already kind of teased that we're going to be trying to hit Steam pretty hard. We're also going to be hitting Xbox in 2023. The Xbox game, first game we're releasing on Xbox, is Tilting Tiles. We've already started it. It's now running on the Xbox dev kits. We're moving along in that process. I kind of got behind. I was hoping to do it in 2022, but it's a lot to learn a whole new process, set up dev kits, follow all the Microsoft rules and figure out how to get it on the store. And I was really busy trying to get current income in to keep the business afloat. So I had to get working on some of the games that I could get out more quickly. So PlayStation was an obvious choice to go ahead and do that. So definitely hitting Xbox in 2023, and I'm going to be hitting Valve really hard. I'm going to be focusing on a few games in 2023. We hit 4 games in 2022. I might release a couple small ones like that throughout the year, so we may end up releasing 4 games, but I'm kind of focused on 2 major ones. One of them will be a pitter-pot game. I want to go back to 3D platforming. 3D platforming was basically what got me into video game development. It's my favorite genre of game. I always wanted to make pitter-pot, and we spent years working on it. It's got a lot of flaws. It's not the best game in the world, but I'm pretty proud of it for what it was. But it didn't sell very well, and then we moved on to more projects after that. But I do kind of want Pitterpot to be like the TreeFall Studios mascot, like Mario is a mascot for Nintendo. Got a lot of projects planned using the Pitterpot IP. Like we want to do spin-offs, like a tower defense spin-off. I actually want to do a roguelike spin-off. A couple other ones. A top-down, type of thing. And I want to do a 2D platforming Pitterpot. There's a bunch of stuff that we've got. Of course, everyone always jokingly asks, or seriously asks, both jokingly and seriously, when is Pitter Cart coming out? And since he is going to be our main mascot, eventually we'll actually make a karting game featured with Pitter Pot and everybody. So, definitely want to continue touching that franchise. And it's been a long time, so we're going to be doing a spin-off. I'll show a couple of screens right now. Throw it up on B-roll. I've already been working on animating the new Pitterpot character, doing a low poly aesthetic. I know it's so popular now to do low poly like N64, PS1 type of platformers and make them look like they're on the N64. We're gonna kind of do like a mix. Like I kind of want to do like the old school, like low poly and stuff, but I don't want it to look exactly like an N64. I think I'm gonna go a little bit more on the PS1 side of things, because there is a difference between the two. Spyro looks a whole lot different than Banjo-Kazooie, for instance, just in the terms of what the two systems were capable of, and the art style and all of that. I'm gonna attempt it. I think that we're gonna try to do this low poly aesthetic. I don't want to beat it to death because it seems like a ton of other people are doing that, and I'm not just like trying to jump on the bandwagon. Like I was kind of like into that for a while, and I was wanting to get started on this like months and months ago, and it kind of just fell by the wayside. But now we've got the character animating, I've got some of the code going, I got some level designs planned out, so hopefully over the next couple of months we'll start some devlogs and show you guys in advance and kind of be marketing Pitterpot for a huge Steam and PlayStation and Xbox release, hopefully. So it's gonna be pretty cool. Another thing we've already shown off, one of the smaller games that will be dropping in the earlier part of the year is Pick-a-Block. We've already worked on that game for quite a while. I think Kyle is going to be doing the music on that game with me. So it's been in the progress for a little bit. It doesn't have too much planned out. I think I've only done like 5 levels or something like that, and the background environment is only like half complete. However, the core gameplay code, it's basically complete. It took me a long time to really write that code where you check where all the boxes are, and when you move a box, every box learns in code how to fall and where to go. It's quite difficult, but I've got some cool puzzles planned out, so that'll be an early release, probably within the next 3 to 4 months, something like that. That'll probably be the first thing we do in the year, and then like maybe a big summer release would be Pitterpot. And then, really realistically speaking, I'm probably going to move towards the letter for the end of the year because I don't want to let it go too far. But I'm kind of juggling between that and the Perplexing Orb 3. Get a lot of emails and questions like, hey, are you going to do the Perplexing Orb 3? It really only makes sense to do it this year because I know I've done sales videos in the past. If you check out the YouTube channel and you scroll through, I've done PlayStation sales comparisons, my best-selling games, how much my games make on Steam. You can find a lot of our sales data in different videos, but the Perplexing Orb franchise is our best-selling franchise overall. Both Orb 1 and Orb 2 is a better selling franchise than all of the Maze games. I think the Perplexing Orb 1 is actually our best-selling game of all time, and I think it's actually, it's made the most money, and I want to say it's actually eclipsed the letter in terms of downloads. For a while, like the letter was our #1 selling game because we sold a ton of copies like on Wii U when the game was like 49 cents, and we made like no money off those copies, but they were downloads. But I actually think that the PlayStation 4 version has pushed it up over that, because the PlayStation 4 version is that like the original Perplexing Orb is, the PS4 version is sold a ton, the original Wii U version is sold a ton, and now the game is on Steam and has sold a ton. So it's like basically our best-selling franchise ever. And that's no really I can't really give you any kind of specific sales information, on PlayStation or anything like that. So, nothing specific here, but, the Orb franchise is our best-selling franchise ever. And, it only makes sense to do a huge, big blowout with the Perplexing Orb 3 this year. So that's a couple of things, and the projects were kind of floating up in the air, talking about maybe the Letter, maybe the Perplexing Orb 3, definitely Pick a Block because we already started that, and returning to Pitterpot and 3D platforming. So that's some of the stuff that we're looking forward to in 2023. This isn't like a huge goals video or anything like that. We're just hanging out here on New Year's, talking about what we did in 2022, talk about what we hope to do and what our plans are in 2023, and just hanging out with you guys and hoping that you had a good year hanging out with us on social media. And I hope everyone out there watching this video had an awesome year yourself. I hope everything went well for you, that you were able to accomplish your goals, and that you had a safe and productive year. Time keeps on slipping into the future, so I'm glad that you guys are hanging out with us on this New Year's Eve. Let me know in the comments below. Did you guys have a good year? What did you think of 2022? Did it suck for you? Are you hoping to have a great 2023? Hopefully everyone's got good and optimistic attitudes going forward in the brand new year. It's been a lot of fun making this video. Been like kind of reminiscent while I'm like, looking at the script and looking at all the stuff we've done this year, and kind of excited to talk about like, doing new avenues, Xbox, and really hitting Steam. And I can't wait to be talking about 3D platforming. I mean, like, I love Spyro and old school Mario and all this kind of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to, doing some level designs. The first level, I'm pretty excited. Like, I've got it all sketched out, and we're gonna be building it soon in the engine. And I think part of the marketing for this one, we're gonna be trying a whole lot of new things this year with marketing, email lists, demos, live events even for some of these games, where we might bring them to trade shows and stuff like that. Really trying to step it up a notch in the game development world, really get our foot in the door with some of these things. But I think I've already got the level design ready for the free demo, and I want to toss out a free Pitterpot level, let everyone play around with the character controller, see what they think, and hopefully they'll be excited to take a dive into some of our ideas and what we have for the 3D platforming genre. I'm really glad you guys have hung out with us on this New Year's Eve. I didn't want to like take away, or I didn't feel like anybody would really be watching if we did this right before New Year's. So we're launching this a couple hours before the new year turns over at midnight. But thanks for taking time out of your day to watch this video, hang out with us, leave some live comments on the side. It's been a whole lot of fun. Hopefully you guys won some giveaway codes. Don't forget, you can win some giveaway codes by leaving comments down below telling us what your favorite TreeFall Studios game is and why. If you are a winner, we will have a few games for you to pick from, and we will be getting up with you over the next couple of days and letting you know. So be sure to leave that comment down below. If you guys haven't checked us out on Patreon and you would like to support this channel, you can do so by giving us $1 to $3 to $5. Those are the small tiers we have on the Patreon page. You guys can get early content, see behind the scenes stuff, get your names in the credits of the game, and get shout outs in YouTube videos like this, which is a great segue. I got to give a personal shout out to Carmen Red, Overhyped Gamer, and Shark and Minnow. Thanks for what you guys do for TreeFall Studios on patreon.com. Really, it actually makes a huge difference. It helps fill in some of our income gaps when we're in between game releases, and it helps us stay full-time, make videos like this for you guys, hang out with you guys, and do stuff like this. So if you're interested in checking out the Patreon page, it's perfect time to go ahead and get your pledge in for 2023. I also got one more sales pitch. If you haven't, the best way to support the channel and support the game studios, picking up some of the games that you might not have purchased on Steam or on PlayStation, or checking out our Patreon page. But actually, if you are a game developer and you are watching this channel and you're interested in getting started in game development, you watch some of our Unity tutorial videos. I've got 2 or 3 Unity tutorial videos. I've got game development studio setup videos, and I got a lot more coming this year. And you're interested in getting started in game development, we actually have been sponsored with our first affiliate link for Polygon, which is a game development tool, and you can download good textures on Polygon. So if you've seen some of our more realistic games, it's something I use myself. I don't really like to download just textures from Polygon and then just straight use them in my games. However, I feel like they are great starting point. If you use Substance and you have Adobe products, or you use Quixel Mixer, which I use, you can take these textures and you can actually edit them into something new and original. I'll throw up some B-roll on the screen of some of the process, and if you guys are interested in how I'm doing realistic textures, I could definitely do some tutorials on some of the stuff that I've learned recently. But if you guys are in need of high quality textures and you're a game developer watching this channel, they are a great resource of anything realistic that you want, bricks, grass, all that kind of stuff. You can totally use it in your games. If you purchase the textures, you can use them in a commercial license, and you can use them in your games. And they've actually sponsored us, and we actually have an affiliate link, and we're going to put it down below in the video. So if you click through that link and you purchase any textures for your game development work, you're actually going to support the channel. So just throwing that out there. I will be doing a little bit more advertising for them in 2023. So hopefully that can bring value to you if you are a game developer. If you're obviously not a game developer, it's going to bring no value to you. So just ignore that and just forget about that. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit on New Year's Eve. I hope you guys have a wonderful and safe New Year's Eve, and you're looking forward to having a great 2023. This video is a live premiere. It was pre-recorded. We've been having a ton of issues doing the stream stuff. So in 2023, I'm going to be working on a new setup so I can stream more efficiently, where I'm not going to lose the internet all the time. Hopefully you got to enjoy this video like it was live. I'm going to be checking out the comments live while the video is going on, so it kind of feels like we're just all hanging out together. But thanks for tuning in for this video. Hopefully, if you missed some of these things we've done throughout the year, you might be surprised and get to check out a new game. Hopefully you've won some cool giveaways. Leave a comment down below. Have a great New Year's, and I'll see you in 2023.